Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the bell icon to get further notifications on our videos. Without further ado, let's move on to today's topic. In today's topic, we are going to look at something a little more different compared to our other videos. What we're going to look at is something related to space. So if you love space, if you love the study of space, or if you love anything related to the space, then this video is definitely for you. As mentioned, we are going to talk something related to space, which is known as the nebula. Nebula? Yes, the nebula. So I know you may have some questions on what is it and what am I talking about, this and that. So let me answer your questions. So do watch this video without skipping. Alright, so now let's look at what is a nebula. A nebula is actually a giant cloud of dust and gas in the space. While some nebulae, plural for nebula, are made up of gases and dust from the explosion of a dying star known as supernova. All of us have heard of the word nursery, but have we heard of the phrase star nurseries? I know I'm leaving with a question mark there. So star nurseries are actually nebulae that contribute to stars formation. Therefore, they are known as star nurseries. So we look at star nurseries, it's not related to all the nebulae, but only some of them. Well, now let's look at how stars are formed in a nebula. A nebula is made up of a cloud of dust and gases. So the gases which are mostly involved in the formation of a nebula are helium and hydrogen. In a nebula, the dust and gases are actually spread all over, but with the help of gravity, it is pulled closer to each other. So as we know, the bigger something gets, the bigger or higher the strength is. So it applies to this as well. So the bigger the nebula gets, or the clump gets, the stronger the gravity in it. So when this nebula actually gets bigger, it eventually collapses from its very own gravity, causing the material at the center of the nebula to heat up. And this core, which has been heated up, is actually the beginning of the star formation. So now let's look at the different types of nebulae. There are 5 types of nebulae. The first one is the planetary nebulae, which is the most common one which can be found and are produced by the red giant stars late in their lives. The second type of nebulae is the emission nebulae. This type of nebulae make their own light. Number 3 is the reflection nebulae. As the name says, this nebulae actually reflects light from nearby stars. The fourth nebulae is the dark nebulae. Alright, so as the name says as well, this nebulae block the light from stars that are far away. And finally, number 5, the supernova remnants. This nebulae is actually produced when the large or the mass stars reach the end of their lives, meaning when the explosion happens. Alright, now let's move on and see where are they found. This nebulae exists nowhere other than in space, between stars, also known as the interstellar space. So what is an interstellar space? The interstellar space is actually the beginning of where the sun's flow of energy or magnetic field stops. So meaning it doesn't, whatever energy or whatever magnetic field that is coming out from the sun stops affecting whatever which is around it. So that is actually known as the interstellar space. So what is the closest nebula to Earth? The closest nebula to Earth is called the Helix Nebula, which is formed out of the remnants of a dying star, like our sun. It actually takes you 700 years, though you travel in the speed of light to go there. So just imagine you traveling for 700 years. We wouldn't even survive the whole journey anyway. So how do we actually know how the nebulae look like? There are two different types of telescopes that have been used, such as the NASA's Spitzer Space Telescope and the Hubble Space Telescope. So what did this telescope actually do? These telescopes actually helped us to capture the images of nebulas that are far away. So before we end our video, let's just see what are the shapes of a nebulae. So 20% of the nebulae are actually sphere, while the shapes of the rest are still unknown due to three factors. The first thing is the magnetic field. The second thing is the planets near the star may change how the nebula forms. And finally, the gravity with the other stars or the secondary stars. So that's all for today's video, and I hope that you learned something about our space. To be exact, I hope you learned something about nebula with these simple explanations that have been given in general. So if you think you would like to know further about this topic, do leave your comment in the comment section below. Before I end, don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. So I'll see you again in our next video. Have a blessed day.